Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in thanking Her Honour's Honorary Pipe Major this afternoon, Mr. Mel Johnston. Thank you, Mel. I'm now delighted to turn the proceedings over to Mr. Scott McIntyre of the BC Achievement Foundation.
Thank you, Mr. Brownridge. Well, on behalf of my colleagues, the directors of the British Columbia Achievement Foundation, I warmly welcome you to the presentation of the 14th Annual British Columbia Community Achievement Awards. And I wish to acknowledge the traditional territory of the Lekwungen, upon whose land we are. Now it's my great privilege to introduce Her Honor, the Honorable Judith Guichon, Lieutenant Governor of British Columbia.
Please be seated.
Yeah.
All right, I continue, yes. So, Your Honor, today is all about serving one's community, which is the essence of good citizenship. And you are a model for our recipients for your service to your community of Nicola Valley and to the province of British Columbia. Thank you, Your Honor. I would also like to introduce and welcome fellow board members participating in today's ceremony. Please join me in welcoming Christopher Gaze, Artistic Director of Bard on the Beach, and Robert Louie, Chairman of the National First Nations Lands Advisory Board and proprietor owner of Indigenous World Winery. And a warm welcome to the following individuals who are all examples of outstanding community leadership. Deputy Mayor Brenda Falk of Abbotsford, Mayor Bill McKay of Nanaimo, Murray Rankin, MP for Victoria, and fellow BC Achievement Foundation Board Directors Anne Giardini and Judith Sayers. And we particularly welcome the friends, colleagues, and family who have traveled to Government House to witness these awards. Many of you have made possible the achievements of our recipients. Special welcome to past recipients in the audience today. You remain ambassadors for your communities and the great work that you do. The British Columbia Achievement Foundation, the presenting organization for today's awards, was established and endowed by the province of British Columbia in 2003 to celebrate excellence in community service, arts, humanities, and enterprise. I would like to acknowledge the diligent work of the Community Awards Selection Committee, which was tasked with reviewing several hundred nominations of outstanding British Columbians. Thank you for your commitment and effort in a demanding selection process, and please stand as you are introduced. Mayor Jack Froese of the Township of Langley. Oh, all right, hold your applause till the end, I think. Mayor Carol Leclerc of Terrace. And past award recipients, Ragwa Gopal of Kelowna and David Young of Vancouver. Sue Bauman of Vancouver, who served on this year's selection committee, is unable to be with us today, but she did send her sincere congratulations to each of the 2017 recipients. It is my pleasure to acknowledge the work of the nominators of our recipients. You worked hard to organize and submit a nomination for an achiever in your community. No small task, and we are grateful. Now, to introduce the 2017 recipients of the BC Community Achievement Awards. Each of you has made unique contributions to your communities, either as a volunteer or through your daily work. You go above and beyond in your dedication and service to others, and devote your time and energy to making your communities better, more dynamic, more caring, more inclusive. You inspire us all by example. Every recipient will be presented with the BC Community Achievement Award medallion, which features the British Columbia coat of arms and a design by renowned First Nations artist Robert Davidson. Each of you will also receive a BC Community Achievement Award lapel pin to wear with pride in the years to come. Both these community pieces honor your achievements and celebrate the spirit, imagination, dedication, and outstanding contributions you make to your community. Now, my great pleasure to introduce the indefatigable Christopher Gaze, best known as Artistic Director of Vancouver's Bard on the Beach Shakespeare Festival. He is also a colleague on the board of the BC Achievement Foundation and a previous winner of a Community Achievement Award. We're delighted that Christopher is delivering the recipient citations today. Please join me on the podium and begin the awards presentation. Welcome, Christopher.
Thank you very much, Scott. Your Honor, it's such a great pleasure to be here today to recognize the extraordinary achievements of wonderful British Columbians. And so we begin. I call upon Gary Benson of Kelowna. Giving back while actively participating in one's community is the essence of Gary Benson's chosen role in life. From providing hundreds of hours of pro bono legal counsel to those in need, to using his gourmet cooking skills at community pig roasts, or as a way to help fundraise for a worthy organization, his warm and supportive nature brings out the best in everyone. Gary volunteers his time and expertise towards creating a vibrant community for businesses and has advocated for sustainable economic growth through his role as former chair and director of Kelowna's Economic Development Commission and as current director of the Uptown Rutland Business Association. The word no is absent from Gary's vocabulary, and investing in healthy relationships and mentoring those he leads defines his gracious, continuous, and often quiet contributions to his community. Your Honor, I present Gary Benson. I call upon Roger Bird of Nanaimo. The breadth of Roger Bird's volunteer investment in the Vancouver Island Military Museum has shaped its very existence and cannot be understated. For the past 2 decades, with respect and dignity, Roger has volunteered 30 hours a week to the museum, and his involvement has grown with the institution he now heads as president. From a modest beginning in a shopping mall, the museum, now located in downtown Nanaimo, houses an unparalleled collection. It uniquely focuses on the contributions of all of Canada's armed forces, including Army, Navy, Air, Peacekeeping, Merchant Navy, and the RCMP. Veterans and citizens can now view a grand and intelligent presentation of community members' roles in global conflicts, while engaging with keen interest and pride in their history. A tourist destination and valuable heritage site for locals, the Military Museum is a stunning achievement and powerful resource, thanks to Roger's commitment. Your Honor, I present Roger Bird. I call upon Melanie Cadden of Nanaimo. Melanie Cadden teaches and models to her employees at Cocoa Cafe that there is no such word as can't. To see her leadership in action, it becomes immediately apparent that the well-being of her employees and clients is of utmost importance. A project of Cedar Opportunities Cooperative, COCO's mission is to operate a successful social enterprise that supports employment, training, and socialization opportunities for people with developmental disabilities. Melanie has successfully integrated her staff into all aspects of the operation. They know they're a valued part of a team, and many have achieved skills they did not think possible. Under Melanie's direction, COCO's 10 employees have grown to over 40. And the cafe, well known for its excellent menu, now runs a full catering department. Melanie is an integral part, the linchpin of COCO's success as a dynamic business leader who has changed lives and created an inspirational community, a community hub filled with hope and optimism. Your Honor, I present Melanie Cadden. I call upon Daphne Cole of West Vancouver. With a twinkle in her eye and a smile on her face, Daphne Cole has been making a difference in the lives of young people in British Columbia for over 30 years. At the heart of her volunteerism is a strong desire to ensure the BC Children's Hospital is the most comforting and inviting experience for children who need treatment and care. As founder of the BC Children's Hospital Auxiliary to help support families, patients, and hospital staff in 1982, Daphne is a champion for the hospital and its mission, having donated over 70,000 hours of her time. She's also a significant donor to the BC Children's Hospital Foundation and served a 6-year term as a governor. Daphne's dedication is pure and compassionate, and she continuously embraces change and opportunities to do things better, not for herself, but for the children and families at BC Children's Hospital. Your Honor, I present Daphne Cole. I call upon Ravneet Dhaliwal of Surrey. Ravneet Dhaliwal is a remarkable role model whose drive empowers youth to create a better future while inspiring them to bring about positive change. The co-founder of a unique mentorship and tutoring company, Ravneet made her mark as a youth leader who contributed to a program that not only helps students in school, but also offers opportunities to lead them to their passions in life. Known as a true leader who always gives her best and never gives up, Ravneet uses her optimism to help others and has touched the lives of over 3,000 students who benefited directly from her influence. She co-founded and ran a successful tutoring business while maintaining outstanding university grades during her undergraduate degree, inspiring fellow students and professors alike, always looking to grow as an individual herself. Ravneet strives to make her initiatives more meaningful and genuinely cares for those she supports. Your Honor, I present Ravneet Dhaliwal. I call upon Dorothy Durham of Jaffrey. Ask anyone in the village of Jaffrey and its surrounding community, and they will confirm that Dorothy Durham is the heart and soul of what makes this rural community tick. Excellence is not always measured by one thing, but by the accumulation of millions of little actions. This defines Dorothy's achievements. Her dedication to all aspects of community life has made her an integral part of Jaffrey's social, cultural, and economic well-being. Whether using her training as a nurse and caring for those in need, or volunteering through Crime Watch, Waldo Stockbreeder Association, the local Lady Lions, 4-H, and the Galloway Curling Club, to name but a few, Dorothy reflects the importance of giving back through her daily actions. A stalwart of her agricultural community for the past 50 years, Dorothy always looks forward, giving freely of her time and energy to make things better. Your Honor, I present Dorothy Durham. I call upon Sardul Gill of Victoria. Born and raised in Victoria, Sardul Gill is actively involved in the local Sikh community, where he's known as a philanthropist and community elder. Well respected and admired for promoting tolerance and understanding, Sardul has assisted newcomers in adapting to Canadian society and actively supports the values of citizenship and diversity. In honor of his parents, who labored to make a better life for their children in Canada, he generously donated $5 million to the University of Victoria's Gustafson School of Business. The Sardul S. Gill Graduate School at UVic marks the first time in Canada that such an institution has been named for a philanthropist of Sikh Indian descent, and was the largest gift received from an alumnus to a graduate program at the university. Never one to seek the limelight, Sardul's quiet leadership provides inspiration to others to give back and underlines his intent to contribute to the betterment of his community. Your Honor, I present Sardul Gill. I call upon Joanne Greenwood of Coquitlam. Joanne Greenwood is dedicated to the empowerment of youth. She has transformed her personal experience as a survivor of bullying into a call for action through extensive involvement in campaigns and organizations to prevent others from suffering similarly. An anti-bullying advocate, Joanne co-founded Bully Free Zone Canada in 2011, and also co-founded the Be Bold campaign in 2013 to increase awareness of bullying This campaign rapidly evolved into a means for people to express themselves through photography and anagrams, turning hurtful words to empowering ones. Joanne's determination to ensure victims can turn their negative experiences into positive outcomes is fueled by her motivation and passion to help others. And her messaging begins and ends with the hope for a little more kindness in the world. Your Honor, I present Joanne Greenwood. I call upon Jerry Juzanis of Burnaby. Jerry Juzanis embodies the caring and inclusive qualities that we seek to encourage in ourselves and in our communities. For the past 40 years, Jerry has worked to advance the rights of people with disabilities, along with the community's understanding of these issues. His leadership reveals an engaged and thoughtful manner, supported by his sparkly eyes and warm smile. Jerry is a patient listener who always demonstrates his heartfelt belief that everyone has something important to share. Through his innumerable advocacy and board roles with, for example, organizations such as the Burnaby Association for Community Inclusion and Inclusion BC, Jerry's passion and commitment are a guiding light for people with developmental disabilities. He is dedicated to helping others find the voice and acceptance he fought so hard to find for himself, and he does so in the spirit of opportunity and optimism. Your Honor, I present Jerry Juzanis. I call upon George Laverock of Vancouver. Creating a legacy for musical arts and culture in British Columbia has been the soundtrack to George Laverock's life for decades, and his knowledge and professional experience, combined with his passion and commitment as a volunteer, have made this a reality. His vision of Vancouver as a creative center for world-class music has driven George's engagement throughout his remarkable career. He's made a lasting difference through his accomplishments in public broadcasting, arts administration, and nonprofit governance, while always mentoring the next generation of musicians and arts administrators. His volunteer involvement with the likes of the Vancouver Chamber Choir and the Canadian Music Centre, along with countless hours on numerous boards, is an ongoing testament to his commitment. With good humor, George is not afraid to take on the largest or the smallest tasks, often working quietly behind the scenes in the interests of a worthwhile project and to ensure that music is accessible to all. Your Honor, I present George Laverock. I call upon Krista Lavar of Prince George. Krista Lavar's warmth, genuine easygoing personality, and welcoming attitude make her a draw for people from all walks of life. She's a true ambassador of the philosophy to live as authentically and honestly as possible, and to treat everyone she encounters with dignity and respect. A dedicated member of the Prince George community and a leading expert on therapy dogs Krista Lavar was among the first victim services managers in the province to introduce crisis K9s into a victim-serving agency. With her dog, Mac, she helps children navigate the complex court legal system and has introduced groundbreaking work in this field in British Columbia. Krista has also created a personal safety education program for girls at risk called Run for Fun, and serves as a board member of the New Hope Society and has been a volunteer big sister for 8 years. Your Honor, I present Krista Lavar. I call upon Tony Moore of Terrace. Through building trails, Tony Moore builds community. Over the past 15 years, he has assisted with the design, the building, and the maintenance of trails in the Terrace region, now enjoyed by hundreds of hikers, runners, and bikers every week. Tony has been a primary influence in the development of multi-use trails in Terrace. In 2010, he consolidated all design input and funding for Steinhoe Ridge and has helped build the trail as a volunteer and later as the supervisor of construction. He's worked on and modified every drainage area on the trail, increasing its longevity 10 years beyond its original 25-year design plan. Tony is responsible for the complexity and the quality of the Terrace Trail network, which he has helped expand from 5 kilometers to over 35 kilometers today, and parts of which he walks almost daily to identify and resolve problem areas. A builder in every sense of the word, Tony's commitment to the outdoors in the Terrace area is a benefit for all. Your Honor, I present Tony Moore. I call upon Dr. Ralph Nielsen of Nanaimo. When the call went out to improve access to post-secondary education for former youth in care, Dr. Ralph Nielsen was the first university leader to answer. Through his powerful leadership and determined efforts as President and Vice Chancellor of Vancouver Island University, he continues to be a leader in this area today, with an unwavering support for the process of reconciliation and a strong commitment to ensuring Indigenous students have access to relevant and positive post-secondary opportunities. Ralph has changed the landscape for hundreds of youth leaving care and molded VIU into a model for others to follow. Ralph makes things happen. He recently received the esteemed name Kwakwani, which means crane in the language of the Kwakwakiwak people. The crane is a symbol of justice, of poise and balance, and of having proper focus. Ralph is perfectly named. He's truly a great man dedicated to the collective well-being. Your Honor, I present Ralph Nielsen. I call upon Walter Pateco of Abbotsford. Walter Pateco stands out as an individual who cares about people. He has a rare passion and vision that drive enormous social and environmental change. Inspired by Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Walter has led a life of community service and championed causes for over half a century. When he started Abbotsford Community Services in 1969 as a small, unfunded organization with an all-volunteer staff, Walter was moved by compassion, care, and commitment to his community, particularly those in need and the less fortunate. He established a culture and a team committed to caring through action and has grown the organization to become the province's largest community service organization with 380 staff, 2,000 volunteers, and 23 sites. Walter is a relationship builder who helps causes take shape. Quietly working behind the scenes, he has made Abbotsford a better place to live, to work, to learn, and to play. Your Honor, I present Walter Pateco. I call upon Fred Robbins of Alkali. Instrumental in the development of commemorative events and spaces, Fred Robbins works to ensure the memory of residential schools endures. He firmly believes that we must understand the past in order to create a better future, and that Indigenous and non-Indigenous peoples must come together to collectively understand history and achieve true reconciliation. Fred is dedicated to uniting all communities of the Caribou Chilcotin to ensure the St. Joseph's Mission Residential School and its survivors are not forgotten. During his time as chief of Esgetumche First Nation, he initiated public events, workshops, and seminars. He also established monuments of the school and in Williams Lake's Boitanio Park, and was instrumental in the development of Orange Shirt Day, which continues today. Through his vision, Fred, a residential school survivor, brought together First Nations, tribal councils, local government leaders, school districts, and former students to remember, to recover, and to reconcile. He continues with his message today, and he's given voice and hope to the truth and reconciliation process in British Columbia and beyond. Your Honor, I present Fred Robbins. I call upon Birgit Sharman of Tumbler Ridge. For more than a decade, Birgit Sharman has championed a number of key impact events for the Tumbler Ridge community. Known as an extraordinary community organizer, Birgit epitomizes what it means to be the heart and soul of her town, and her generous volunteerism has played an important part in helping the community survive, thrive, and diversify. Through her work with the Wolverine Nordic and Mountain Society since its inception in 1992, Birgit has organized the Ridge Ramble cross-country ski race and has served on the Emperor's Challenge Mountain Run organizing committee for 15 years. This is now the largest off-road running event in British Columbia. In addition, Birgit supported and serves on the board of directors of the community's most exciting development, the Tumbler Ridge Global Geopark, which is one of 111 such UNESCO Global Geoparks worldwide, and only the second in North America. Your Honor, I present Birgit Sharman. I call upon Barbara Stewart of Vancouver. Barbara Stewart embodies the spirit of variety, the children's charity of British Columbia, which states that together we can be there when families need us most. Through her 4 decades of remarkable commitment, she served as a volunteer with Variety, holding every significant office in the organization and contributing in a range of ways. The first woman to hold the office of president, Barbara has assisted at every fundraising effort, been a member of the President's Circle for Variety International, introduced and chaired the Gold Hearts campaign, and raised more than $5 million for children with special needs. In 2015, the Barbara Stewart Heart Award was created to honor outstanding individuals who have devoted time, effort, and service to Variety. Barbara continues to inspire through her compassionate dedication to the cause and her determination to put others first. Your Honor, I present Barbara Stewart. I call upon Carol Todd of Port Coquitlam. Carol Todd is a remarkable individual who turned adversity into strength. Since 2012, Carol has been an active and dedicated advocate, raising awareness on the dangers of cyberbullying. Building on the tragic suicide of her daughter, Amanda Todd, Carol promotes her daughter's message of hope and strength. Her platform reaches parents and children alike, and by sharing her personal experience of losing a child, she engages her community on mental health awareness while delivering valuable education and resources to those in need throughout British Columbia and the world. Carol created the Amanda Todd Legacy Society in honor of her daughter's memory, to recognize the uniqueness within each person, and by doing so, empowering their individuality. Carol continues the conversation Amanda started and is making a difference by truly changing perspectives of mental health and bullying in Canada. Your Honor, I present Carol Todd. I call upon Henry Tung. Motivation, work ethic, and a commitment to community define Henry Tung's contributions to his former high school and community. Originally from Taiwan, Henry and his family immigrated to Chilliwack, and he was determined to give back to his new home. As a consistent honor roll student, Henry also volunteered for a wide variety of school clubs and community organizations like the Red Cross, Fraser Health, and Interact Club, to name a few. Never afraid of challenging himself, Henry has also engaged in social justice groups and participated in the Be the Change Committee and was a founding member of the Student Forum. Henry fully embraces commitment and responsibility in all of his volunteer work and is a genuine and compassionate young man. Now a second-year scholarship student at Queen's University, Henry has left a lasting impact on his hometown school and community and is an example for other students to follow. Your Honor, I present Henry Tongue. I call upon Master Lian Chi of Vancouver. Master Lian Chi has been a transforming influence during the past quarter century in her local Vancouver community. An accomplished Buddhist master, lecturer, writer, and yoga lineage master, Master Lian Chi stands out for her dedication and quiet leadership to promote the values of peace, compassion, and selfless community service. As president of the Lotus Light Charity Society, Master Lian Chi has guided its humanitarian missions to help Vancouver's most vulnerable through the Hot Meal for the Homeless program, Winter Charity Drive, Annual Rice Donation Program, and Children's Backpack Program, among many others. The Society's inspired goal, through caring and learning, we help build a better tomorrow, drives Master Lian Chi's commitment, which comes straight from the heart. Her caring dedication has made her community a better and a brighter place to live. Your Honor, I present Master Lian Chi.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in applauding these 20 wonderful British Columbians who so richly deserve the honor. And now I call upon Jerry Benson to say a few words on behalf of the recipients today. Jerry?
Your Honor, Mr. McIntyre, Foundation board members, fellow recipients and guests. It is my pleasure to have the honor of speaking on behalf of my fellow recipients. To be nominated for the British Columbia Community Achievement Award is an honor, and as recipients of the BC Community Achievement Award, we appreciate the thought, the time, and the effort that has gone into our nominations, the deliberations of the panel, and the role of the BC Achievement Foundation. Being a recipient of this award is special. It's a reflection of not only our work, but also that of our family, friends, fellow volunteers, all who support us in our endeavors. The support of others allow us to do the things that we do. The support serves as a source of strength and motivation, and it's clear from the gathering of family and friends here today that we have that ongoing support that help us carry on our role even in the most trying of times. On occasion we feel unappreciated, but the support of others gives us the strength and the sense of duty that allows us to fulfill our roles as volunteers in our community. We're humbled by the recognition given to us by the Foundation. It's a blessing to live in a part of the world where we can give back to the community without fear of reprisal or threat of restrictions or an inability to voice our opinions on issues that matter most to us. We're fortunate to have the freedom to advocate positive change, challenge social issues, protect the environment, and advocate for those who oftentimes may not be in a position to advocate for themselves. My fellow recipients and I have been blessed with the opportunity to be of service to our community, and we're further blessed and honored and humbled by the award given to us today. It is with sincere gratitude that I speak on behalf of my fellow recipients and say thank you for this recognition and honor.
Thank you very much, Kerry. Now, today, the BC Achievement Foundation is proud to be introducing a new award, the Mitchell Award. It is named in honor of Keith Mitchell, QC, who was the Foundation's founding chair and guiding light for 13 years. A leader by example and a mentor at heart, Keith brought clarity to the role of the Foundation in its mission to celebrate excellence in British Columbia. The Mitchell Award will be presented annually to one of the BC Community Achievement Award recipients and recognizes an individual who, through his or her work and volunteer activities, has demonstrated an exceptional commitment to elevating the community in which they live and those who serve it. I am delighted to announce that the 2017 inaugural recipient of the Mitchell Award is George Laverock. That's a surprise. George, please come up here. I have a couple more things to say. George Laverock's style is described as quintessentially British Columbian in that he sees the larger picture of valuable ideas and works quietly and skillfully to bring them to fruition. George has always combined the knowledge and experience of the professional with the passion and commitment of the volunteer. Anyone who has been touched in any way by the world of music in this province has been blessed by George's efforts. Congratulations, George. We didn't rehearse this. Keith has asked that his personal congratulations be asked or passed along to George today. He is very disappointed that he could not be here in person. But I do want to acknowledge his sister, who is in the audience, Barbara Beatles. I don't know where you are, but thank you for being here, and thank you for supporting the BC Achievement Foundation. And now it's my great pleasure to introduce the Lieutenant Governor of British Columbia, Her Honor Judith Guichon.
Well, good afternoon, Mr. McIntyre, Chair of the British Columbia Achievement Foundation, dedicated board members, Mr. Gage, fellow greeter here. It's been wonderful. What an afternoon. Oh my goodness. I don't know, it just seems every year the stories get more, fuller, greater, just more amazing, more amazing. Welcome to Government House, the most appropriate place, the beautiful ceremonial home of all British Columbians, and the most appropriate place to hold this kind of a celebration. I would like to begin by acknowledging with respect the long history, the wisdom, and the culture of the Songhees and Esquimalt First Nations on whose traditional territories were gathered for this celebration. It's always an honor to meet and congratulate exceptional individuals who, through their selfless contribution, make all our communities in British Columbia so very special. During our sesquicentennial, I'm visiting 150 schools and talking to students. I just came back from 3 this morning. And I'm visiting to talk to the students about the Crown in Canada, our constitutional monarchy, and their good fortunes to be Canadians. I also talk about their responsibility to get involved in our democracy, as it's not an armchair smart democracy. It requires involvement. And I talk to them about the role of volunteers in all our communities. I explain that Canada is quite exceptional, and having visited with folks from around the world, I've learned that not every nation depends on volunteers to the extent that we do here in Canada. And this is a part of the secret of why we are such a caring, vital community here in Canada. Often the students ask me what the best part of my job is, and I tell them that during my nearly 5 years, I've been so privileged to visit nearly every corner. My goal is to visit every valley, and I've made a lot of them, a lot of pins on my map. And I tell them that it's the people in these communities that are so outstanding. People who run food banks, museums, social enterprises, hospital auxiliaries, choirs, recycling depots, people who have the courage to lead others in overcoming bullying, overcoming disabilities and racial stigmatization, people who lead and who give back to their communities year after year. I tell them that perhaps the best part of my job is meeting you, the people being honored today, and to celebrate your achievements by presenting awards, that this is an honor I have. The award's a token compared to, but it's an attempt to express our gratitude for the work that you have all done, sometimes for decades. You are the folks who truly make British Columbia the best place on earth. And in my talk, I tell them that we certainly have some black marks in our history, that there have been grave errors and injustices, but that our gradual evolution allows us to discover, to learn, to be forgiven, and to grow. Not in territory, I tell them, but to grow in understanding, in inclusiveness and spirit. And I learned 3 new R's today: recover, renew, and reconciliation. Is that the 3 R's, I believe? Those are going to be added to my list of 3 R's, because I believe that that's what we're working at during 2017 as we work at reconciliation. 2017 is a great year, an opportunity to celebrate our sesquicentennial, but also a year to work at reconciliation. And together we are doing this work so that in the end we will all be stronger. As the representative of Her Majesty, Queen Elizabeth II, Queen of Canada, whose commitment to service we honor. And on behalf of all grateful British Columbians, I thank all of today's Community Achievement Award winners for the positive effect in promoting the kind and compassionate community that is British Columbia. Thank you for working always to build healthy communities with healthy people on healthy land. Sincere thank you to all you and to all those that serve that tough task of going through all those recommendations. Thank you for your tremendous, life-changing contributions. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor, for your thoughtful words. On behalf of all of us gathered here today, I would also like to thank you again for your hospitality. Now, to the 2017 recipients, you've received a BC Community Achievement Award pin and wear that pin proudly. You're now an ambassador for the strength of BC's communities. To my fellow board members, Robert Louis and Christopher Gaze, your support today was very much appreciated. As you all learned now, Christopher has a magic way with words. Our thanks to Shaw for their support of these awards. They demonstrate a generous commitment to the community on a consistent basis, and we're delighted that they will be broadcasting this program, and we acknowledge that investment in an ongoing basis. Then thank you all for attending this special ceremony, and it is very special for us. I invite you to enjoy the reception, which will follow in a few minutes. The recipients will join you after the official photograph. So please now stand for the singing of the Royal Anthem, God Save the Queen, and remain standing for the departure of Her Honor, followed by the recipients of the 2017 BC Achievement Awards.